I'm Kyndle, this is Adam, that's Nate, and that's Josh, and we are the creators of Right Hand Van. What is homelessness? Homeless describes a person who lacks fixed, regular, and adequate nighttime residence. Over 500,000 are homeless in the U.S. per night, with around 450 in Vanderburgh County. 65% are in transitional housing programs. They are provided in overnight shelter, showers, and basic hygiene products. However, 35 are still in unsheltered locations, sleeping on streets or abandoned buildings without adequate basic hygiene products. Meaningful and sustainable employment is key to creating and maintaining housing stability. Around 40% of homeless people are actually employed. However, rent costs higher than income, and with the rising cost of living, it's hard for these people to fall in financial routines.
So we found three main competitive barriers for the homeless people that are trying to come out of homelessness and move up in society. Our first competitive barrier is a lack of access to transportation. Transportation is the missing link between housing and employment. Many non-for-profits and other government programs have tried free bus pass programs, but unfortunately they get misused for extracurricular activities, and they're also very expensive, especially for non-for-profits, and sometimes end up costing more just because they're misused. It's very difficult to travel on foot through larger cities. There are quite a few homeless people that are also handicapped, so it's going to be very hard for them to travel on foot. Our second competitive barrier is limited or no past work experience or marketable job skills. Homeless people lack a motivational drive. They also lack interview and social skills, and it's very hard for them to create a resume. And almost all jobs now require a resume. Our third competitive barrier is lack of technology. Employers rely heavily on technological communication when hiring new employees. Homeless people have limited access to technology, so they don't have things like cell phones or computers. They don't have actual addresses, so how do you expect them to have an email address? They don't have computers, so they can't see online applications or online job postings.
So our solution to this issue that we've come up with is a company we've named Right Hand Van. Right Hand Van would be a multifunctional van service that will operate on a 24/7 continuous cycle. At night, we'll focus on picking up individuals off the street and providing them with a ride to a shelter or hospital, whichever they need first. During the day, we'll focus on picking up individuals from the shelters and giving them a ride to the vital services that they need to overcome homelessness. And our primary target customers are shelters and nonprofit organizations here in Evansville. I had a chance to sit down and talk with the director of United Caring Shelters, Jason Emerson, and about our idea for solving this issue. And he said that being homeless is just a logistical nightmare. And he said getting homeless people to and from the services that they need is extremely difficult, and that this service would provide a huge area of need for the city. And he said enthusiastically he could put Right Hand Van to work tonight.
So Right Hand Van, we would have our drivers have a background in social work, possibly a degree in social work, because we want them to be not just a driver for them, but also a mentor, a friend, and somebody that they can go to and talk about what they need. These drivers will take them to the library, to work, to any place they need to get food, shelter, as well as to and from like any place they need to go. Right Hand Van, compared to the bus, taxis, and just other transportation, obviously is a better choice because it'll be free, as well as having social services. City buses are about 75 cents a ride. Children, however, are free, but it is a max of 3 children per family. So big families are at a loss for city buses because of the limit they have. Taxis are about a $1.30 per mile per ride. So homeless people that have to go across town are at a disability compared to taking our service. And lastly, police rides. Police rides are $5. They'll take them from wherever they're at to a homeless shelter, just whatever shelter is open for them. For larger cities experiencing widespread homelessness, Right Hand Van helps shelter, counsel, and transport those suffering from homelessness. Unlike city buses, Right Hand Van provide 24/7 social and transportation services within the city. We think that Right Hand Van will help the community a lot and help shrink the homelessness to a acceptable amount.